Hi, welcome to Yoga at the Library. Today you need a wall. So you don't need a ton of wall. I'm using these tables that I like at the library. You can use a closed door, works really, really well. Part of your hallway. You need a wall for a lot of our class today. So if your mat isn't by a wall, go ahead and move it so the short end of it is close to a wall, if not right up against the baseboard or the bottom of the wall. I don't have a bottom on this table. It's a couple inches above the floor, but I'm still gonna make it work. So you need a wall. You need like this much space on the wall. We're not gonna be taking our arms all the way straight out, but we are gonna be taking them like this. So you need this much space on a wall that you can use for your yoga class today. I'm gonna get set up, and once you get set up, we'll begin. So we're going to begin sitting with our ankles crossed and our backs against our wall. Our ankles are crossed with our left ankle in close. So if that means you need to have your feet far away from you, if that means you need to have your right leg straight, that's just fine. Our left ankle, though, is the one that's in closer to our bodies. And we're sitting up with as much of our spines against the wall as we can. Even our shoulder blades, even the backs of our heads. So we're feeling the natural curves of the spine. Some places touch the wall and some places don't. The back of the neck does not probably touch the wall. The back of the head does. Notice what you need to do to press the shoulders to the wall, widening them back and opening the heart. Just noticing how this whole wall situation feels. Noticing your sit bones. We want to be rooting evenly through both. Sitting up as tall and straight as we can here. Hands just rest wherever it's comfortable. Checking in with your breath. Noticing your inhalations, your exhalations. The transition between any places that feel tight, constricted, or yucky in any way. Just taking note. Right, from here, heaving the back of the head to the wall, we're going to take the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Stretching through the left side of the neck. You can even rub the left side of the neck. And on your exhale, rolling the chin down towards the chest. And on your inhale, bringing that left ear to the left shoulder, stretching out the right side of the neck, maybe rubbing that side. And with our breath, we're going to keep bringing the ear to the shoulder, alternating sides, continuing to breathe. Swinging that head forward and back. Bringing it up against the wall, down towards the chest, and then up against the wall on the other side. Noticing what's going on with your posture. Try to keep as much of your back on the wall as you can. And when you feel even, meeting back with the chin down towards the chest. And we'll come to sit up tall with the back of the head to the wall. Let's straighten both legs out long. Flexing the feet, so we're pointing the toes straight up towards the ceiling. Bringing the palms down to the floor, and you might be using the wall a whole lot here. That's all right. Noticing how maybe some different places along your spine are pressing against the wall that weren't when you had your legs crossed. We'll take a big deep breath in, flexing those feet, and exhale to point the toes. Inhaling to flex, and exhaling to point. Moving the feet with the breath, noticing if one foot points pointier than the other. Noticing your muscles, those little bitty muscles that support our whole body, getting tired with this kind of unusual movement, unless you're a ballerina. We'll come back to neutral. Take the legs apart, making a V shape. We're still sitting up nice and tall against the wall, but our feet are out wide. We'll take both hands to either side of the right leg, and maybe this feels like a really nice stretch for you. Fingertips to the floor on either side of your right thigh. You can even walk those fingertips towards the calf a little bit, but keep the spine straight. We'll carefully walk the fingertips across the body, taking the hands to either side of the left thigh. Keeping that spine straight, getting a stretch through the back, through the hamstrings. Maybe you're all the way against the wall. Maybe you're a few inches forward. Taking a big deep breath in wherever you are, and then coming back against the wall. We'll cross our legs again here. This time the right ankle is the one that'll be close. The left ankle will be the one on the outside, or even extended. So we've got ankles crossed or one ankle crossed. And this is where we're going to take the backs of the hands and the forearms to the wall. We're coming into cactus arms here. And in our cactus arms, we are going to press as much of the spine into the wall as we can. Inhale to lift the elbows, raising those arms as far as they can go, keeping the backs of the hands to the wall. And exhale to lower those elbows, bringing the elbows as close into the rib cage as you can, noticing how your back arches away from the wall. Inhaling, raising the arms. And exhaling to lower. 2 more times, inhaling up, opening up the whole heart, the collarbones, the fronts of the arms, the underarms. And we'll exhale the elbows back down, shaking out those arms, shaking out the shoulders. And let's go ahead and make our way into tabletop. And we want to make sure that we're far enough away from the wall that when we extend a leg behind us, we don't kick the wall. So go ahead and make your way as far from the wall as you need to be able to extend a foot and not come up into any obstructions there. So we want to have the wrists right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. Gaze is down in between the fingertips so the neck can be neutral. Making a long line from the crown of the head to the tailbone. We'll come into cat and cow. Inhaling, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, lifting the chin. Exhaling, rounding up through the back, tucking the tailbone in, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Inhaling, dropping that belly. Taking any movement side to side or forward and back that you need. Checking in with your whole spine. And we'll make our way back to that neutral tabletop with the gaze down between the fingertips. Recentering those knees if they shifted. We'll take the right leg long, flexing the foot. The toes are pointing straight down towards the floor rather than out to the side. We want them to point straight down towards the floor so our hips are stable and the left arm comes out long. Making a long straight line from the fingertips all the way to the heel. Deep breath in here, hugging that belly in, keeping the core strong, the front of the core and the back. On your exhale, go ahead and lower the hand and lower the knee. Left leg comes out, flexing that foot, pointing the toes straight down, and the right arm comes out. Lifting just level with your hips, feeling the back of your body start to warm up. On your exhale, go ahead and lower on down. And we'll move with our breath. Inhaling to lift the left arm and the right leg. And exhaling down. Inhaling to switch. And exhaling down, trying to stay as steady through your spine as you can. Noticing how keeping your belly strong can support that whole spine. That's why having a strong core can protect you from a lot of back problems. When you feel even, we'll meet back at center. Keeping the knees right where they are, we're going to walk the hands forward, maybe even beyond the top of your mat, and lower the heart all the way down. So we're keeping the thigh bones straight up and down, keeping the hips right up over the knees. And we're walking the hands forward like a puppy. Maybe your elbows can come down, maybe your chin can even come down, maybe your forehead. Getting a back bend here, letting the heart drop heavy down towards the floor. This is called melting heart pose. We'll carefully bend those arms and make our way back up to tabletop. Taking the knees wide, big toes together, and we come back for child's pose. Resting the elbows out to the side if that feels good. Letting our spine be round now. Letting the tailbone and the forehead be heavy down towards the floor. Taking several full rounds of breath here. carefully make our way back up to tabletop. Bringing the knees back underneath the hips. Hands come a couple inches forward, tuck the toes. We'll make our way up into our first downward facing dog. Alternating, stretching one heel and then the other down towards the floor. Letting those hamstrings open up naturally and gradually. Checking in with your shoulders, noticing how they feel. Lifting up onto the balls of the feet on your inhale. And then exhale to press the heels down. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling to press the heels down. We'll take a walk with the feet all the way up towards the hands. Hanging out in a forward fold, knees bent a little bit. Letting the arms just hang, the head just hangs. Noticing where you feel a stretch. Big deep breath in here and exhale to release the spine. Take a big bend in the knees and roll slowly all the way up. Coming up to stand. All right, we're going to use the wall for a couple of things here. So for starters, we're going to use the wall for a twist. So go ahead and come with one side. Let's see. Come with your right side about a foot away from the wall. So your foot, the side of your foot is parallel to the wall. Your side is to the wall. And we're gonna keep our feet just where they are. We're gonna take two hands to the wall. So we're coming into a twist here, using the leverage of the wall and the leverage of the floor. And play with whether you want your hips to rotate with you or you don't. You might just want to keep the twist in the upper body, keep your hips pretty much right where they are, and rotate just from the tailbone up. It might feel good to twist into the hips, and then you can let your hips kind of move with you. So finding a good twist for you using the wall. Checking in with your feet. Are you using one foot more than the other? Try to be even through your feet. Maybe even taking a look over that right shoulder. Alrighty, we'll release that twist. Now we'll come to face the wall from about an arm's length away, a little bit farther than an arm's length away. And we're going to come into a balancing pose here. So we'll stand onto the right leg, taking a little step back, bringing the left big toe to the floor like you're taking a big step, and you can take your hands to the wall here. So using the wall, our chest comes down as the back foot comes up, and we're balancing on that right foot. Just to your level where you feel a nice stretch through that standing leg. Breathing wherever you are. This is Warrior 3. Check in with your back foot. Just like in our spinal balance, your toes should be pointing straight down towards the floor. So we don't want to be coming into half moon pose here. We want our toes to be pointing straight down so our hips are in alignment. It makes it harder. Big deep breath in wherever you are. And then we'll walk our upper body back up the wall, lowering the leg. Shake it out. That's a lot on that right leg. And we'll come to do the same thing on the left side. And I'm just gonna come over here and act like I have a wall over here rather than talk with my back to you. So we're coming with our left foot about 6 or 8 inches from the wall, taking the hands to the wall and rotating just the upper body or as much as we'll rotate towards the wall, using the wall for leverage, using the floor for leverage, maybe looking over that left shoulder to bring the twist all the way through the neck. Checking in with your feet, noticing if you're using one foot more than the other. Try to bring your weight even. Check in with your hands too for the same purpose, bringing those hands even from right to left. And we'll carefully come on out of that twist. Step back from the wall a little bit farther than arm's length. And we're gonna stand onto the left foot, taking that right big toe lightly to the floor. Hands come to the wall, and we hinge forward as our back foot lifts up. Just as far as you wanna go today. Checking in with that back foot, the toes should be pointing straight down towards the floor. And if your chest goes a little bit lower, your heel goes a little bit higher. Big deep breath in wherever you are. And exhale to lower the foot. Raise those hands back up. And shake it out. Alrighty, we are going to do another pair of poses with the wall. I think you're gonna like it. So let's see, we're gonna take stay where you are a little bit farther than arm's length from the wall. And we're gonna step the right foot all the way forward until that big toe touches the wall. Walk your right foot over to the right side of your mat so you've got a big wide base though. So here we're going to bend into that right knee till the knee touches the wall. So the knee is touching the wall, the big toe is touching the wall, and now using our hands against the wall for a little bit extra stability, we can walk that back foot back just as far as you need to feel a nice stretch in your left hip flexor. We're using the wall. Check in with your front knee that it is directly over your toes, so it's not inward of your toes. Finding your lunge, your back heel is lifted. Using the wall, like press your weight against that wall. Let the wall support you on that right side. Okay, here's the really fun one. We're gonna keep the right hand to the wall, take the left arm out, and take that heel down, coming into warrior two. Keeping the front knee to the wall, keeping that right hand to the wall, left arm is reaching out. The heel is down and the back of the foot is kind of parallel to the back of your mat. Big deep breath in wherever you are. Exhaling, and then we'll inhale to come away from the wall, walking the feet on back together and shake it out. That was a lunge and warrior two. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So coming a little bit farther than arm's length, taking the left foot forward till that big toe is against the wall. Bending the knee towards the wall till you make contact. And then we're stepping back with the right foot to come into a good lunge for you. Using the wall as much as you need to. Shifting that foot back. The heel is lifted here. Using the wall. Coming into a lunge, feeling a big stretch through the front of that right leg. These muscles in the front of the top of the right leg, the hip flexor muscles, are the ones that get super tight when we sit at desks, on couches, in cars, a lot. And that's what contributes to a whole lot of back pain, a whole lot of hip pain. So stretching the fronts of our legs is really, really important, especially as the weather starts to get cold. From here, we'll keep our left hand to the wall. The heel on the back foot comes down. So the back of the foot, or the pinky edge of the foot, is against the, oh my goodness, I'm sorry to talk so much right here. Never mind. We're gonna open up with the right arm and come into warrior two. So the pinky side of your right foot is parallel to the back of your mat, is what I was trying to say. Big deep breath in, exhaling it all out. And then we'll come on up and walk the feet back together and shake it out. That's some serious business. Let's see, let's take a big wide stance with the legs. The feet are parallel. We're just gonna fold forward here. Maybe your fingers come down to the floor, maybe not. Letting your spine release, the back of your neck release. Maybe it feels good to shift from side to side, bending one knee and then the other. And we'll carefully make our way back up to stand. I'm going to do a couple more standing poses with the wall. So this time, let's see. This time we are going to face away from the wall, about in that same place, a little bit farther than arm's distance, but we're facing away from the wall. And we're going to step the right foot back so that the heel is up against the wall. And you might find that this is too close. You might need to take that left foot a little bit farther away. We're bending into that knee till the knee comes right over the ankle. So here we are in a lunge again with our heel against the wall rather than our knee against the wall. Feeling a stretch through the front of that right leg. Hands come to heart here. And then we'll take our arms up. You can adjust the spacing of your feet whenever you need to, bringing that foot farther forward if you want. So we're in our lunge here, taking a big deep breath in to raise those fingertips. And on our exhale, we're going to spin so that the outer side of the foot is against the wall. Take the arms out. Coming into warrior two with our heel to the wall. Check in with your front knee. You should be able to see your big toe. Big deep breath in. Full exhale. We'll come all the way up and walk the feet together. Shake it out. And we just did that right side 2 times in a row. Sorry about that. Okay, standing a little bit farther than arm's length from the wall and stepping back now with the left foot so that that heel is against the wall. Bending into your front knee till your knee comes straight up over your ankle and adjusting however you need to adjust for your body. Bringing your hands into heart here. And if your balance feels good, taking the hands up, coming into a nice big lunge. Big deep breath in. And on your exhale, spinning that outer side of the foot to the wall, taking the arms out. Checking in with your knee that it doesn't come inward and cover up your view of your big toe. You want to be able to see that big toe. Big deep breath in. Full exhale. And we come all the way up. And step the feet together and shake it out. That was a whole lot on the legs. It's gonna make a downward facing dog later feel really, really good because now your legs are opened up in every single way they can be open. Alrighty, we're gonna set up for some sun breaths before we come back down onto our mats. We wanna have our feet hip width apart and parallel, maybe a little bit wider than hip width apart. And you wanna have enough room away from your wall that you can take your arms out wide and not hit anything. We'll bring the hands to the heart. Taking a big deep breath in, taking the arms out and up. Exhaling to fold and bow. Inhaling to lengthen, pressing the shoulders back towards the ceiling. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling, arms come out wide and all the way up. And we exhale, hands into the heart. 2 more of those. Arms out and up. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. And exhaling, arms come out and up. Hands coming into the heart. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling on down. And inhaling to come out and up. Exhaling, hands come into the heart. All right. Let's go ahead and come to the back of your mat so you're close to the wall, facing away from the wall. We'll bend the knees, bring the hands down, and walk the hands forward so we come into a downward facing dog. Checking in with your hamstrings after you've done all those nice leg stretches should feel pretty easy. Maybe alternate bending one knee and then the other. We'll lower those knees all the way down. And make your way onto your belly. With your legs out long towards the wall, but not against the wall. So you want to make sure that you've got enough room to extend those legs without kicking the wall. And let's come into Sphinx pose. So we've got our elbows right underneath our shoulders. Our fingers are spread wide on the floor. We're dragging those elbows towards the body to drag the belly button towards the top of the mat. So we're really getting a big back bend through the upper back, pressing those shoulder blades towards each other, opening the collarbones. Go ahead and take your legs all the way together. Come into that Sphinx pose. And take your legs a couple feet apart and see how it changes your pose. Let's bring the legs back together. We'll make our way down with the heart. The palms will come down underneath the shoulders, and the tops of the feet are down to the floor. We're going to take the chin down to the floor. On our inhalation, we're lifting the heart up and looking over the right shoulder. Tops of the feet are staying down on the floor. Exhaling to lower. We inhale up, look over the left shoulder. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling up, looking over the right side. Exhaling down. And up over the left side. Exhaling on down. Now we'll carefully make our way up through tabletop. Knees come out wide, big toes together. We'll come back for child's pose. Letting your spine be round after all those back bends we just did. Forehead is heavy, hips are heavy. Resting here. We'll make our way on up and come over onto our backs. We still want to be able to lengthen the legs without kicking the wall here. And make sure you've got enough room. The arms come out wide in a T. Just feel the floor for a couple breaths. Notice how your spine feels. Notice the weight of your legs and arms. We'll bend the knees, taking the bottoms of the feet to the floor. And we'll just breathe through some twists, exhaling, bringing the knees down to the right. And inhaling, knees come up to center. Exhaling down to the left. Moving with your breath. Or if your twist feels really great, just hang out in your twist. Bringing the knees back up to center. Giving your knees a big hug. Rocking from side to side. Massaging out the spine. And we'll release those legs. And as calmly as you can, we're going to make our way with our booties to that wall. So you might just come to one side and kind of scoot. We're coming into legs up the wall pose. So the easiest way to get into it is to take one hip to the wall and then swing the legs on up. We haven't done this one in a while. So scooting your booty as close as you can to your wall. Letting your legs be relaxed, but pretty straight up. There might be a little natural bend in those knees, and that's just fine. Arms can be wherever it's comfortable. Noticing right away some sensations in your legs and your feet. Noticing those feet changing color, maybe warming up or cooling down. Maybe some tingling in those feet or the legs. Just noticing what sensations you feel. We're reversing gravity here. So we're giving our legs a break, giving our heart a break from pumping blood to and from those feet all the time. Just letting gravity help that heart out for a couple minutes. Noticing your spine against the floor, how heavy your upper body feels. Your shoulder blades are flat. The belly is soft. We're resting here. This will be our final pose. If this does not feel comfortable to you, you can always come down and lay in a regular Shavasana with the knees bent or with the legs out long, just flat on your mat. Or you can stay legs up the wall for a minute or two. If your thoughts start to wander, bring them back to the sensations in your legs, your feet, or your breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Little wiggles with the fingers and the toes, rolling out the ankles especially. We'll bend those knees, come to one side. So you're in a little bow on one side, close to your wall. If you need to scoot away from the wall a little bit to make room for yourself, please do so. Noticing how your body feels with circulation returning back to normal, gravity returning back to normal. We'll gently press on up to a seated position, coming away from the wall, sitting up nice and tall. You can do legs up the wall anytime. If you are having a hard day and you need to adjust your attitude, if your feet are hot or cold or swollen or having circulation issues, hop into legs up the wall for a couple minutes. It's really good for fatigue, really good for when you're stationary for too long. You do not have to be in a yoga class to do that. We'll bring our hands to heart, lengthening up through the spine. We'll close with our 3 deep breaths. Taking a big deep breath in for the world. Exhaling, hands coming to the heart. Big deep breath in for our community. Exhaling, hands coming to the heart. Big deep breath in for ourselves. Exhaling, hands coming to the heart. Thank you so much. Namaste.